Hello everyone and welcome. We're back and today we're going to be continuing our playthrough of the Council. Last time we finished up episode number 2 and today we're going to be continuing on with episode number 3. As always, we're just going to jump straight into it and let's begin.
The only thing I can tell you is that Sarah had indeed changed. In your opinion, why would your mother remain in hiding over several weeks?
You must leave me alone now. I have agreed to everything, even to...
But you do realize your mother will have to accept the consequences of her acts.
I hope that your search will prove successful and bring Sarah back to us soon.
I'll be leaving now because whatever it is you're up to, I do not want to know.
Since then, we have become one and the same. We have officially erased the identity of my sister Emma. Emily Hillsborough, the woman with two faces.
Everyone seems to be a little unnecessarily heated. Don't forget where you are, please.
Okay, so I hope that's caught you all back up to speed. So last time we finished up, we'd finished the maze puzzle, made our way down below the garden, and we found a body in the crypt, I think. So we're going to be continuing up today. We've got 3 manuscripts to read, so I'm just going to take a quick look. We can get one to questioning, another to questioning, manipulation, science, subterfuge, linguistics. Linguistics has come very in handy, so we'll do that. Subterfuge. Diversion hasn't, questioning hasn't. I'm going to go with science. Alright, I think that'll do for now.
Louis, the conference is about to start any minute. This is not the time to be... Damn it. What's going on?
I don't know exactly, Mr. President. I was looking for my mother and I came upon this body.
My God. You don't think Sarah did it, do you?
Well, I mean, probably. Yeah, probably. So should we be honest with him? I like Washington. I think he's a good guy. I think he's on our side. Do we want to protect our rep? Nah. Ugh. I mean, we could. It's going to cost us 2 skill points. No, I want to be honest with him.
Unfortunately, I'm afraid I...
How awful. What has your mother gotten herself into now?
If only I knew, Mr. President.
If no one saw you, I'd advise you not to get involved, Louis, so that no one will accuse you of the murder. Darn, the conference is starting. Time is of the essence. Sort this out and join us as quickly as you can in the conference room. Everyone will be expecting you.
Mr. President, this is not really the right time, and I didn't come for that.
Your mother's seat cannot remain vacant. You must replace her while she's still missing. Your mother and I were to support Mortimer on this project. I don't know what the subject is, but the future of our countries depends on it. Given the importance of all this to Mortimer, he won't let the conference begin without you. So if you don't want more servants coming looking for you, I'd advise you to join us quickly and to put a brave face on it. The best favor you can do for yourself, Louis, and for Sarah, is to come and support Mortimer's project at the conference.
I mean, we've already agreed, you know, to help Mortimer. Wait, is this me committing to helping him? Like, is this me coming to the conference, or is this me saying I'll support you at the conference? Don't commit?
Look, I don't mind following you, but I should warn you. I have no idea what this is all about. So I can't make any promises as to what I might do. I shall make my decision after the debate, when the time comes.
Ah, very well. As you wish.
Seems pretty rational.
You will see once you hear everything. But given the situation, I think you will have everything to gain by joining Mortimer's side. I'm going. Don't be long.
Tell them that I'm on my way. Leftover food. Ugh, not exactly fresh. Must have been here for a while.
So this is where she's been hiding. Let's take a quick look.
Someone's made a fire here, and the ashes are still warm. If you're the one who did it, Mother, it couldn't have been easy with only one hand.
Yeah, am I going to learn anything useful? I mean, there's a bit of a book here. Maybe we'll get some information.
I must have just missed her. If only I hadn't wasted so much time getting out of Lord Mortimer's study.
Okay, so that was a waste of a point. Yeah, so I think that just confirms it, but to my understanding, at the end of the last episode, there was a alternative path, which was meet someone important in the crypt. And from what I know, if you get out of Mortimer's study on your own and you don't need help, then you get here in time and you actually find your mother, rather than having Washington come up behind you.
Leftover food. An old blanket.
Okay, that's everything
From the
there.
looks of it, well, the gate is locked.
Wonder where that goes. Okay, that's everything, I think, apart from the servant.
Oh, he's dead.
No.
What the hell's been going on here?
Look under the mask. Okay, yeah.
Let's see what secret's hidden under these masks. His face doesn't ring a bell. I'm a bit disappointed.
Okay, so they didn't model
I'd
the
have expected
face.
more from Lord Mortimer.
I mean, why would they? It's hidden behind a mask. I mean, we could examine the body, but it's just we're going to use 3 skill points, and I doubt we'll find anything. Okay, we found a key.
Mother,
I think that's everything. So
this is
let's
your
head up
doing.
to the conference.
The situation is getting worse and worse.
How did Washington know we were down here, though? That's the question. What I do like, though, is a little. I didn't comment on it on the previous episode. There's a little detail, though. Is obviously Washington just followed us down, but in the previous episode, right before we go into the garden, you can see him in next to where the Medusa statues are. So he could have he could see the garden through the window. So it is perfectly plausible that he would have seen us go down. So it's a nice little detail that the developers put in. Okay, we must be missing something.
Well, the gate is locked. An old blanket. Someone's made a fire here, and the ashes are still warm. If you're the one... Leftover food. Ugh, not exactly fresh. Must have been here for a while.
So it says look for clues or go to the conference. Does that mean there's an option to not go to the conference? It's blocked. Okay, so I'm not really sure what happened. For some reason I couldn't go up the stairs, so I exited the game, reloaded it, started the chapter again, did the exact same things, and now I can go up the stairs. I don't know if it was bugged, but I just reloaded it and now I can go up. That was weird. I'm not really sure what happened there, but let's continue. Okay, so here we are back in the garden. I must say, that's a nice looking statue. Goats. Or is that meant to symbolize, like, Satan would take the form of a goat? Is that what he's symbolizing there? That he's hiding in sheep's clothing? Something like that? It's all very symbolic. Okay, so we need to attend the conference, which should be fun. It's what we're actually, it's what we actually came to the art. Well, they've been talking about it since we got here. We actually came here for our mother, who we still haven't seen. She has eluded us because we made the wrong decision in the last episode, so we actually missed her, but I'm sure we'll catch up to her. Okay, here we are. Okay, so the devs have very sneakily stuck a guard there, which kind of pushes you in the right direction. So our inventory is actually full, so I'm not going to consume those just so I can pick them up, because I think that you do get debuffed if you consume too many, one chapter or episode or whatever. Okay, let's go into the conference. It's a very elaborate conference room, I must say. Although these chairs cannot be comfortable to sit in. They look like they're made out of pure marble. Alright, I suppose we should realistically go talk to everyone, but I'm not so interested in what they have to say. But I will go ask Prue what he's up to.
I don't know if you ever found what you were looking for in the garden, but Mortimer is waiting for you. I suggest you get a move on.
You say it as if you were afraid of him.
Okay guys, so quick interjection from me. I was actually just about to finish today's episode. So I have my recording software set up, so every hour's worth of footage, it automatically cuts it off and starts a new recording. And about 55 minutes into the recording, the game crashed, which corrupted the footage. So we're doing it again.
Why are we still here? Just to suffer every night.
Why me? Yeah, so if it sounds like I'm rushing it, or if I know what's going on, I do apologise. It is because I've literally just played it. But I do need to get this done today so I can have the video up for tomorrow. So I'll do my best to do it as I did before. I have actually just noticed, though, I missed these on my last try, that there's actually some bottles next to the chairs. I have got a full inventory, but if we can find some royal jelly, I'll take that. What's that? That's water. Okay. Well, we've already spoken to him. I'm not too interested in speaking to the other guest. Oh, there's a box here, though.
A chest with a motif representing the alchemical symbol water.
We've only got one of the keys. I think you need both keys. I'm not really sure how those chests work. Is there anything else? No. 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 What's this? Devil's Fawn. Okay. Well, let's go talk to Mortimer.
Ah, Louis, I've been expecting you. Thank you for joining us. We are about to begin our conference. Let me explain what is at stake.
Thank you kindly, but what do you expect of me exactly? My mother's the one who's supposed to attend, not me.
That is indeed what was initially intended. Unfortunately, she still hasn't been found, and my guests can't stay here indefinitely. The conference must begin, and it would be truly beneficial to the Order to join in the project. Consequently, I would like you to replace her during her absence. What is at stake here is of the utmost importance.
It's important that the French Order gets their say. And should you need any advice, don't worry. You are not alone, Louis.
Very well.
Okay, so how does the conference work?
In concrete terms, how do you organize your discussions?
A conference is always organized the same way. There are two Masters of Ceremony who determine an important subject.
You and Sir Gregory, I presume.
Exactly. We shall be the Masters of Ceremony. It was our obligation to each bring to the table several guests in order to debate a subject. Once the debate is closed, a decision will be made by a vote of all the participants.
By a unanimous vote. If the project is not agreed on by all, then it will be rejected.
And neither of the two Masters of Ceremony have the right to vote.
It's up to the guests alone to decide, Louis. In other words, us.
Gregory and myself are merely the go-betweens. Finally, if the project is validated, each guest goes home and starts working to make it happen.
It can take years.
Okay, what are the more questions? How long have you been operating? How often do you meet? What decisions have you made?
Can you give me an example of an event that was decided here before being implemented in the outside world?
Well, take the French Revolution. It was decided right here 2 years before its implementation in France.
Concerning the case of the French Revolution, I wasn't invited. But as far as the American Revolution is concerned, Louis, I can testify that we planned it 5 years before implementing it, for example.
Mortimer does seem to be very pro-France at the moment.
Louis, let me keep you a moment. I would like to let you in on a secret before we begin, because I'm going to need your assistance. You see, The project I'm going to present concerns the territory of Louisiana in North America. It's currently Spanish territory, and I'm going to make the proposition to the Assembly for it to become French.
But how does that concern me?
Well, you see, I prepared this project with your mother. We began thinking about a crazy idea. Unfortunately, Sarah went missing before getting the bigger picture. I don't intend to stop at Louisiana. My idea is to increase the territory of the United States. The first stone of this vast project consists of getting Spain to cede Louisiana to France. Once it becomes French, France will hand it over to the United States, which will then allow them to double the size of their territory. And that's where you come in. France and the United States, hand in hand, two democracies illuminating the world.
Right up until Napoleon takes it over, yeah.
Lord Mortimer, I'm sure you're aware that Louisiana is hardly prime quality land. I wouldn't be exaggerating to call it marshland. How is acquiring land they won't know what to do with going to strengthen the United States?
Think further, Louis. The United States won't stop there. Once they've acquired Louisiana, nothing will stop them. All they would have to do then is keep pushing toward the west to take the whole North American continent.
So you intend to get rid of the Spanish?
They are purely transitory. This is the settlers' home. It is natural for them to want to develop their nation to become one of the greatest powers of this world. As for the Spanish, there are just a handful of them actually on site, and if need be, we'll see to it that they are sufficiently occupied in Europe so that their focus is not on the North American continent. Moreover, Spain really only cares about its colonies in South America. It's hardly my fault if they are not capable of seeing the potential in the North American territories. The concept of royalty is from bygone times. It is time to lead the way to democracy. Take a look at them. Apart from President Washington, they all belong to monarchies. Do you really think they won't resist? Of course they'll fight, fearful as they are of losing their precious privileges. But the world needs visionaries, like you, like your mother. It's a pity Sarah isn't here to see it. She only knew about a tiny part of the project. I hope I can count on you, Louis. It's time to start now. I must ask you to keep it to yourself for the time being. Take a seat, follow the discussions. We'll have an opportunity to catch up later, and you'll be able to let me know your thoughts. My friends, I propose we get started. First of all, I would like to thank you for taking the time to come.
The honor is ours, my lord.
As per our custom, here we are all together to discuss the face of tomorrow's world. Even though there may be certain tensions between our nations, I must ask you to keep an open mind. As Sarah de Richet is unable to be among us, please welcome Louis de Richet, who will represent the Golden Order and will vote on its behalf when the time comes.
Welcome among us, Louis.
Welcome, Monsieur.
I hope he'll be more effective than his mother regarding the protection of the King of France. The Order has proved particularly inefficient.
Come, Manuel, you're not going to spoil our visit. The Order's mission was not to protect King Louis XVI, as far as I am aware.
We are talking about a king of divine blood, for goodness sake. It seemed obvious to me he needed protecting. If the Golden Order
Well, he was allowing his
pride
people to
itself on
starve.
being an influential organization, it should have kept him alive.
What's more, boss? Putting him in his place, giving him a nod. Let's just thank them and welcome them.
Thank you all. I am honored to be among you today. I will strive to represent the interests of the Order as best I can.
Perhaps we may begin, Lord Mortimer.
Certainly. I have a dream that our nations will continue to support each other, more now than ever before. A dream that, for the sake of common good, we will do what it takes to ensure stability in the modern world. I have a dream that we shall lead by example and ensure that the American territory may remain in peace.
Thank you for the thought, Lord Mortimer, but I don't see where you're leading.
I'm coming to it, Mr. President. I need not remind you that North America is currently divided between the United States on the east coast and Spain, which occupies the remaining 2/3 of the continent. Well, I propose that Spain cede the center of the continent to France, namely all of Louisiana.
Louisiana? But, well, it is not for sale. Lord Mortimer, I sincerely hope I have not come all this way just to hear you ramble on about what Spain should and should not do. When we went to all the trouble of gaining the territory a few years ago, it was not just to lose it today. Have I made myself clear?
What did I tell you, William? You speak of union, and yet here you are, about to tear us apart.
Duke Manuel, I perfectly understand you. But rest assured, you will soon adore my proposition. You shall see.
Well, since you give me the choice, my good fellow, allow me to doubt it. However, I am impatient to hear what Spain could possibly gain from the sale of Louisiana.
I never spoke of a sale, my good fellow.
What? I do not understand.
There is one more territory left to conquer, if I'm not mistaken, in the northwest. It is, of course, occupied by your notorious Indians, but...
We shall soon be rid of the savages, so that is not a question.
Doesn't really involve us.
Duke Manuel, I believe that Spain should cede Louisiana to France, free of charge.
This is utterly grotesque, Lord Mortimer. What a strange example you set for your young protégé. Isn't that so, Monsieur de Richet? Do you understand anything of this proposition?
I mean, Mortimer just wants Spain to give it to France, but... like, why would they do that? There's no incentive for them to do that. Like, especially when he adds insult to injury and he's giving it for free. Like, surely Mortimer would just know everyone's going to say, you know, no. Like, it doesn't make any sense. It wouldn't make sense for Spain to be like, yeah, here you go. But yeah, no, if you look at the history, at one point Spain and Portugal, I think, by the approval of the Pope, split the New World in half and said Spain owns this bit and Portugal owns this bit. But Spain, while they did technically own that land, it was very sparsely populated, and if push came to shove in a war, they most likely would not have been able to hold on to it, especially with the problems Spain was having at home. And I can't remember exactly when it happened, but whenever the British Armada, whenever the Spanish Armada got, destroyed by the British, that basically bankrupted them. And that point onwards, they had no hope of becoming like a major power. So they wouldn't have been able to hold on to all their colonies anyway. It would protect you from the British. It would protect you from the Americans. I'm pretty sure he's immune to politics. I mean, it would protect them from the Americans. I'm going to say this because it's free, but I know it's not necessarily the right thing. Or is it better just to say nothing? It doesn't really involve me, actually. Let's say nothing.
I must say, William, I find your project mostly disfavors me. I thought you were my friend.
And I am, Mr. President. That is why I'm doing everything in my power to calm your expansionist fervor. France, in Louisiana, should persuade you not to attempt anything to take the territory by force. Louisiana is a vast wetland where you would needlessly lose most of your troops. It would weaken you and offer certain nations the perfect opportunity to take back your famous United States. I am protecting you from yourself, George. Trust me.
I understand. But with friends like you, sir, I certainly don't need any more enemies. I hope you know what you're doing.
Am I imagining things, or does it look like Washington isn't aware of Mortimer's plan?
Not to put too fine a point on it, Lord Mortimer, but I doubt the Holy See would be in favor of Catholic Louisiana being handed over to secular revolutionaries and king killers.
I should think Monsieur de Richet has an opinion on this subject, does he not?
I'm not sure why he's bringing me into it. I guess I'm French, but surely Napoleon would be more relevant to ask. Doesn't need approval of the Pope. Mortimer's already accounting for an Italian war. France won't protect the Christians, though, and I'm pretty sure the Pope's actually immune to this. That's definitely the wrong decision. Let's just say France doesn't need the Pope's approval.
If France took the Papal States, their opinion over the sale of Louisiana would be definitely resolved.
Good Lord. You are talking of an invasion of Italy.
Don't take it the wrong way, Your Eminence. Colonization brings with it many benefits. You'll see.
Very funny, Monsieur de Richet. Mi auguro che insegnerete l'educazione a questo
Surely we'd understand that. We've invested in languages. Oh, here we go.
I hope that you will teach this pretentious young man some manners, Sir Gregory. It looks like I won't be just making friends here.
I love the
In
fact
any
we
case,
understand
my
that.
lord, I doubt the English crown will agree.
Ich versichere Ihnen, Emily, nie Preußen wird diese Vereinbarung akzeptieren.
I assure you, Emily, the Prussian will never accept this agreement. Volner looks like he's set on ruining Mortimer's plan.
Duchess, I am persuaded that we shall find a common ground.
That's enough, William. These are grave times. We don't care about the fate of Louisiana. That worthless expanse of putrid swamps interests no one but yourself.
Speak for yourself, my friend.
Hold on there, Mr. Royal Gigolo. Lower the volume, and let Sir Gregory finish.
Oh, he is so in Holmes's pocket.
Home, Godoy, and now Volner? Mortimer's adversaries are ready to tear each other to pieces, and he takes a malicious pleasure in watching it happen.
How dare you!
Gentlemen, let us try to remain calm.
There you are, William. See where your projects have taken us, as per usual. Chaos! That's enough. I'm tired. We shall continue this discussion tomorrow, but please be aware that your project will never be ratified. Those who are opposed to this project, follow me. Are you coming with us, Monsieur de Richet?
Come, Gregory, I think Louis would rather stay. Wouldn't you, Louis?
Oh dear. Decisions. Alright, well there's 5 of them there. So Mortimer must have 4, because he's got Peru, Napoleon, and Washington. Yeah, so it's 4 versus 5. I think from a game point of view, it makes more sense to go with Mortimer, because it evens out, so it's 5-5. And then not only that, Louis being a Frenchman, it would make sense that he would want France to have like benefit from that. And then obviously that's what happened from a historical point of view, and it's obviously given to democracies and all that. So I think it is better to side with Mortimer. However, that's what I did in my last playthrough, and so I know what happens. And so I think I might side with Holmes. Obviously, I am role-playing as Louis, but I think, you know, from Louis's point of view, Peru seems like a nice guy. He seems like he's made out to be bad, but, you know, he donates to orphanages, he helps his, like, daughter, his wife, whatever. And he's warned several times against, you know, following Mortimer. So, you know, I'm role-playing Louis, and while I don't necessarily care if France has the land or not, I don't want to become Mortimer's puppet like Peru did. So I think we're going to side with Holmes.
At the risk of displeasing you, my lord, I'd rather follow Sir Gregory. I don't think this is a place for the order.
Louis? No.
Oh, I'm
let
sorry,
him go,
Washington.
Mr. President. Everyone is free to choose.